So I am a flute player, but one time I did get a call asking me totally last minute if I could play steel drums on a gig for the next day. And I was like, sure. And this guy contacting me knew I was a flute player, but as a professional musician, knew I could read music and rhythms and kind of like get the job done. It's a rehearsal tonight, and then the concert's tomorrow. If you can just get most of the notes, I'd greatly appreciate it. So I did it. And I showed up to the rehearsal that night, and I was playing cello pans. There were 3 of them, God, or maybe 4. I think there were 3. And if you're not familiar, steel pans that has the different notes, and it says what note it is, like E, and then it'll be like A sharp, and then all around the pan kind of indented in. But as far as I could tell, there's no like pattern. It doesn't go in a scale like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or anything like that. It's just random notes. I just had to figure out what was important to play. And usually what I had to do was 2 notes at a time, like dink, 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 or whatever, and figure out the most important things. Oh, and it was in bass clef. So at the rehearsal, I was like, oh, okay, this is happening. But yeah, I had to modify, figure out what was important to play, and then I would have to mark in my music, to go to the right, or so I could even find the note in time. Like I'd have arrows. I don't remember what I wrote exactly, but some kind of right, 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 left, 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 middle, middle, something. I had all kinds of markings in there so I could just navigate around. But I got through that rehearsal somehow, and then that evening or before the actual concert, I had to make makeshift drums for myself so I could practice just like the movements to find the notes I needed. So what I did was I found these my husband's a drummer, drum head covers, big cardboard round cutouts for like timpani, I don't know what, but they're in my house. I found 3 of those, and I had taken pictures of the steel drums at the rehearsal. So I used that as reference, and I had to just make circles like G sharp, F sharp, C, and make a little diagram for myself. And I did that. And then for mallets, is that what they're called? But I just had a ruler and like a pen or something I found in my house. And I just used that to practice. So I had made my I wish I'd taken a picture of this, but I had my 3 cardboard cutouts of drum heads, of steel drum heads, with I took a Sharpie and just made the circles for each of the notes. And I just practiced with my music, okay, I go left, left here, and then I do this, and then I do this, and then at this measure, I'm just gonna do this one pattern because that seems important. I just practiced the motions. That's what I needed, because it's impossible to find the notes unless you're a steel drum person for reals. So yeah, that's gotta be the most freelancy thing I've ever done. But I got the job done.